We must talk openly about the corruption of sin in our own hearts. Humility is incredibly important as we work to mend division, and even more so when we're doing the hard work of helping people to leave behind idolatry and pursue the God of their salvation. If we're going to have difficult conversations with people we love in our lives about the ways their hearts are oriented toward false gods of our day, we need to be ready to admit how our own hearts have been led astray into wrong worship and idolatry. No one likes to be called out, especially about something as sensitive as idolatry and wrong worship. When you recognize that someone around you has become so engrossed in their relationship with social media that they have come to worship attention, their own self-image, or something else, you need to call them out on it in the love of Christ. Identifying sin and helping people root it out is an important part of Christian fellowship. However, when you come to have a difficult conversation with someone about their idolatry and wrong worship, you ought to be ready for them to become defensive. We have all done it when we are confronted, haven't we? No one is exempt from defensiveness. It is a natural, however sinful, response when we are confronted with our own faults. When it comes to identifying and addressing idolatry among others, we should approach such conversations with humility and grace, being ready and willing to vulnerably share our own sins and pitfalls. Not only is it good and right to humbly share our weakness with the people we love, but it is super practical when it comes to having hard conversations like this. Again, as we're all aware, these kinds of conversations are fun for basically no one involved. So if we can go into these difficult conversations willing to communicate to our communities that we recognize our own sin and heart sickness, the conversation is likely to go much better than if we call out their inadequacies and act like we don't have any such problems ourselves. Of course, we shouldn't lie about weakness either. It would be foolish for us to cowardly avoid having a hard conversation with someone by making up a similar way in which we have made an idol of wealth or attention or ourselves. But if you can think of ways that you have stumbled and fallen that are similar to the sin you're addressing in your hard conversation, you may find you have an easier time being heard than if you just call out sin from a position of perceived untouchable righteousness.